Well, Madueke has gone ahead to cut his holiday short to come up and obviously displace Saka because they play in the same position. These two cannot play in other position perfectly apart from the right forward. And they're obviously going to be tussling it out together throughout the coming seasons of Arsenal and see who really deserves to be the ideal right forward for the club of Arsenal. And what he has gone ahead to do shows you how serious he is to obviously come and compete with Bukayo Saka. And the question will obviously be left in there for you. Who do you think is the ideal right forward for the club of Arsenal? You might obviously say Saka has already gone ahead, obviously showcase his goods in there for you, but don't forget about Noni Madueke, that he can obviously come in through and really surprise everyone, and vice versa. He can come in through and surprise, he might come through and really flop. It's all possible. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? I know you're watching us from my go by the names of Rokani David. Victor Reis, who was signed from Brazil to Man City during the January transfer window, has been really given a loan to another City group team known as Girona, and Guessand has obviously signed for Aston Villa. So let's see close to 300 likes much on this video, and feel free to obviously go into the comment section and tell me your thoughts about this so-called video. Now, this is Simon Collins. You know him very well. Arsenal correspondent for the Standard has told us that Noni Madueke has cut short his holiday to return to training with the Arsenal. Big week in the club's preseason preparations with 2 friendlies at Emirates Stadium. Madueke eager to hit ground running. Now, Madueke is a player that everyone knows how energetic he is, and the surprises he has obviously gone ahead to be giving the teams that he has gone ahead to face while he was at Chelsea and PSV. Now, he was supposed to obviously join Arsenal, I think mid next week. You understand? Like 2-3 days to the game of Liverpool, to the game of Man United, the Premier League opener. And guess what happened? He was like, it's not gonna be the case. It's not obviously gonna be the case. All I want is simple. I want to obviously coming through and really put in a shift for Arsenal. 2 games that Arsenal are gonna be playing, are gonna be playing tomorrow against Villarreal, and on the weekend against Atletico Bilbao in what we call the Emirates Cup at the Emirates. That's what we're obviously going to be really seeing Arsenal doing in there. Now, Madueke has cut his holiday short because he believes that he should be coming in through the club of Arsenal to obviously show the manager that I'm ready to go, and he wants to obviously play a part into those games. And I don't know whether his debut will come so early against a side known as Villarreal, that is tomorrow. But if he doesn't make his debut for Arsenal against Villarreal, trust me, he will make his debut against Atletico Bilbao. But I think for Madueke, he has not been off like Gyökeres, and if at all the manager went ahead obviously give Gyökeres some minutes in the game of Spurs in their last game in Asia, why not think about Noni Madueke, who was even part of the Chelsea squad that played in the FIFA Club World Cup, and he only never played in the final because he cut it short and was like, let me go and complete my move to the club of Arsenal. So that sends a very clear-cut message that Madueke might be considered up for picks, that he is tomorrow as Arsenal goes ahead to play against Villarreal at the Emirates in the Emirates Cup. But Madueke's reason for obviously cutting short all this is to really prove to manager Mikel Arteta that I have a lot to do and I can really come and compete with Bukayo Saka. If not competing, I can even dislodge him out of that position. Something that is really hard because Saka is the star boy. He's the main player of Arsenal, and for all the years he has been consistent, and Noni Madueke can't do that in just 1, 2, 3 games. I think he needs a run-in of very many games where he'll obviously come in through and prove to the manager that this is the guy you are supposed to obviously let do the job. You understand? So he has been pictured in training with Arsenal today. That is Noni Madueke. I've gone ahead to see some photos of Madueke, and I was like, all right, he's the lad, and he was really in fine shape when he really went ahead to obviously look there at the club of Arsenal. Let me try to obviously get and show you some photos of Noni Madueke returning in training to obviously give Mikel Arteta a thought of him being considered to be part of the team that will play tomorrow into that huge, perfect game of Villarreal in there. Finally, I've gone ahead to obviously get them here, and let me obviously flash them onto the screen. So that is Noni Madueke for you, as you see him there, you know, all smiles in there, and that is Noni Madueke, man in form, to obviously prove to Mikel Arteta that I can do the job. You might think that I might not be ready for this, but I'm 100% ready for this. Remember, Noni Madueke came in through at Arsenal for £55 million from Chelsea, and he's one of those that has gone ahead to be really underestimated by very many fans of a team known as Arsenal. But I tell you, he will obviously prove you wrong. That he's Noni Madueke in there for you. So we'll leave it at that, and obviously wait in for what the world will obviously have for him. But Arsenal fans are like, we were up against him because we thought that they hadn't obviously gone ahead to win Victor Gyökeres. But if Gyökeres is in, we are also fine with the lad. Those are Arsenal fans for you, ever shifting goalposts. Now, let's leave that at that and wait and see how Madueke will come in through. But he is obviously not going to be facing a molehill. He's obviously going to be facing a mountain. That is Saka. And I think the only positive that I see in all this is that Saka in the previous seasons has been obviously getting injuries, and you can't trust him to obviously play a full season. And when he's like out for 1 month or two like he was last season, I think that's when Madueke can obviously announce himself that I'm the person you should obviously believe in him to obviously tussle it out and really complete such tasks that he thought I couldn't complete. So let's go to Victor Reis, who signed for Man City during the January transfer window of this year. And it has come to our concern that Victor Reis, not with Man City squad today, as he's on the verge of joining Girona on loan. And then later, Fabrizio confirmed to us that, understand, Victor Reis travels to Spain tomorrow for medical tests and contract signing at Girona. Loan deal from Man City, verbally agreed as reported 2 days ago, and also signed now. So, a loan deal is on for Victor Reis, who never featured predominantly into the FIFA Club World Cup. But when he was at City from January, he really played some good number of games, but City have decided obviously send him to Girona, their other club. I think this comes in through after Emery was like, I'm not going that side. Emery was like, I'm not going that side, please. I really want a team that is playing either in Europe or in the Premier League, and that's what his entry has gone ahead obviously decide for him. But for Victor Reis, he's like, it's okay, let me go to Spain and try my luck outside there. Now, from that, Victor Reis, let's wish him a very good loan spell that side. And then, let's go to Aston Villa. Ever since they lost the Jamaican Colombian international who went to Al Hilal and now left and is playing for, is it Fenerbahce in there? They've now gone ahead obviously getting a replacement, Evan Guessand to Aston Villa. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place after 30 million euros plus 5 million euros on bid accepted. Names authorized: Guessand to travel from Medico, and contract signings as next. New striker for Unai Emery. For Aston Villa, it was no question, it was no brainer. It never needed rocket science that they needed a striker, because Oli Watkins anytime from now might obviously be looking to leave the side of Aston Villa, because we all know to it that the two teams that are really competing in for a side known as the two teams that are competing in for a side known as Benjamin Sesko, that is Newcastle and Manchester United, are all looking at Oli Watkins as their alternative if this deal doesn't come to pass. That's why Evan Guessand is in at Aston Villa, and his medical permission has been given, and the contract signing will be held next very, very soon. So that's what you're really having in through here onto the Rokani Media Football, and a lot is really underway into the best of the system that we are yet to obviously understand. Unai Emery is obviously going to be playing in, but Unai is really spot on, and he's one of those managers that has obviously gone ahead to find himself in a position of really having all his signings really shine. If you talk about if you talk about one Morgan Rogers, Leon Bailey. I think he found there Leon Bailey, Torres, Pau Torres, and very many other players, that is going to bring him through. They've gone ahead to shine at his club. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Noni Madueke back at Arsenal to displace Saka. Do you think it will be possible? And what are your thoughts about Reis to Girona and Evan Guessand joining Aston Villa? Do you think Oli Watkins is set to leave the side of Villa? All that and more into the comment section below. We out.